It's not great. It's not great with the college kids. You know, we hear them out here, 2 in the morning, screaming in the streets. We're cleaning up after them at the trash that they throw out in the alley overnight, so it's pretty rough.
And it's that type of quality of life problems that led Councilman Mike Hertel to draft new legislation limiting rental units near Towson University. The councilman joins us now to talk a little bit more in depth about the plan. Thanks for coming by.
Absolutely.
Listen,
Thank you for having me.
We've both been college kids. We know what it's like to get out of the dorm and have your own place. But there's another side of having your own place, and your phone is ringing about that, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Tell me about it.
So in the Towson area especially, and I think we have some of it going on in Catonsville as well,
Yeah.
By the UMBC campus, and it's been going on for a long time, where we're seeing is a real uptick in investors who are buying up single-family homes, and that could be a townhome or a single house, but they're buying them, and they're often outbidding first-time home buyers often, where they'll pay a higher price because they often are going to over rent them. And we're seeing rents a lot of times in these areas where, I mean, we feel it's exploiting students a lot of times as well, where we see rents $3,800, $4,200. So they'll put 2 people on the lease, and then, hey, if you can get a few of your buddies to move in, that'll offset your costs, but my rent is $4,200 for this property. But hence that allows them to pay more money for that property, and often it's snatching it away from someone who, from a young couple who's trying to start out in life and buy a house, and they can't because someone's bought it as an investment.
Right. And not to paint all college students with a broad brush, but there's some issues that come along with it. There's parking if you have multiple people in there, and I guess there's some trash issues that we're hearing from that soundbite earlier. And folks who live in the neighborhood just want some consistency, I think.
Yeah, and what there's nothing wrong with college students.
We've all been
per
there.
se.
Yeah.
We've all been there, but they're very social creatures, right? And often, they're not necessarily even having a party, but any given night there might be 6 or 7 people hanging out at the house, and that's 6 or 7 cars out front. A lot of times, because of the over rentals of these houses, we're seeing. We had a rat issue back in the end of the summer, and WBAL was out there with me as well. And, some of the houses had 15 trash cans, and still trash all over the ground,
So legally, what can you do? I was reading a little bit about licensing as one thing that you had in mind, and one thing is sort of streamlining things with these investors. What's the plan, and what can the proposal do you think?
So we're proposing a pilot program for this area that's closest to the campus.
Okay.
And what we're really looking to do is put in some additional guardrails to strike a balance between rentals and home ownership.
Okay.
So again, we're not trying to exclude rentals. We're not going to end rentals. Right. But what we would like to do is slow down the process a little bit.
Where do things like Airbnb and VRBO come in? Would they fall in line with what's going on with student rentals?
It does, and I had passed legislation last year because we found out in Baltimore County, like probably a lot of jurisdictions, because the Airbnb concept's fairly new. Last 10 years or so, we didn't have any legislation that dealt with that, including, and a lot of what we see on with rentals and also short-term rentals like an Airbnb are fire safety issues, where someone buys a home. They say we had a home over in Loch Raven Village where the owner of the house, who was renting it out as an Airbnb, said it was a 3-bedroom townhome, and it slept 14 people.
14 people.
Well, there were 2 bedrooms in the basement with no egress.
Okay.
So if there was a fire, no way out of the basement.
Sure.
The back stairway had a deck built over it, and the windows were glass blocked.
Okay.
So a lot of what we're trying to do is like, hey, if you're going to, as far as the Airbnb issue, if you're going to, essentially it's a hotel, you have to have fire safety as well.
Does this all fall in line pretty much with other counties and how they handle things, or is it sort of county by county figuring out as you go along?
I think it's county by county.
Okay.
And and again, I don't know if at the state level they're looking to regulate this anymore, but we're, like I said, we're seeing some growing pains with some of these different properties.
Okay, a minute left. How are you enjoying this first term? You're getting to the end of it.
It's been a great experience. I have a district. I go from Towson to Rosedale,
Okay.
and I have a little piece of Middle River
That's
as well.
plenty.
And a lot of neighborhoods that hug the city. So we have some of the oldest neighborhoods in the county. A lot of issues with infrastructure, putting new pipes in the ground, getting roads paved, dealing with school issues. But it's a lot of fun to help people.
Excellent. Good to see you. Thanks
Thank
for
you,
coming by.
sir.
Wishing you luck with
Thanks
all
for
this.
having me.